Hi! Welcome to my very first vlog. I'm Chelsea. Today I'm going to be discussing my trip abroad, studying abroad for 3 weeks in Florence, Italy, where I will be taking a culinary class. I plan to document as much as I can for this trip while I'm over there. I want to share with you why I chose to go, which is going to be this video right now, what I'm packing, my experiences while I'm over there, along with the beautiful landscape of Florence, Italy. I'm super excited for my trip, and I hope that you can join me in this experience. So, side note, backstory. In one of my meetings for Italy, we had these 3 rhetorical questions, and I thought it would be so cool to be able to share these questions and answers with you instead of just going to Italy and having these vlogs. This will give you a little bit of a backstory on why I chose to go, why I'm participating, and all that. So, here we go. The first question is, why did you choose to enroll and participate? I chose to study abroad because I want to push myself outside of my own comfort zone. Before transferring to Benedictine University, I was afraid to try new things and go to unknown places. However, once I got to Benedictine, I forced myself to go out every weekend and every day and meet new people, make new friends. And, as a result of that, what happened was I made so many new friends that I'm going to have for a lifetime with memories that I'm never going to forget. So, towards the end of my very first semester here at Benedictine, one of my friends and I, we were talking about how badly we wanted to experience the world, and she was like, I really want to study abroad, and she's telling me about this upcoming trip in Florence, Italy, and my immediate reaction was, my mom and dad are never going to let me go, and I'm not leaving the country. Heck no, that's not for me, not happening. And then I just had this feeling, and I couldn't let it go. That would be so cool to go to Florence, Italy. I don't want to let it go. And I remembered that when I was in home ec food class, my senior year of high school, we were watching a documentary on the Mediterranean diet, and we had this whole lesson. And I remember sitting in my seat wanting so badly to be at the spot of the documentary. The lady was walking through the cobblestone streets, she went on the gondola, she was shopping at the fresh food markets, and it was just beautiful. And I remember sitting in my seat and wanting to go so badly, but thinking I'll never get a chance to actually do that and go there. So, I mentioned the thought of studying abroad to my family while we were out for drinks one night, and my dad said he really wanted me to do it, and I was shocked. And then we talked about how one of the biggest regrets that people have after they graduate from college is not studying abroad or experiencing the world. And actually, when my dad was in college, he studied abroad in Paris, France, so that was a little thing I could hold against them to let me go, and I definitely used it, because getting my parents on board to letting me study abroad was not easy. I had to beg them for months and months on end, and what happened after that, I finally, thought I was getting somewhere. The trip fell through, and it didn't happen. And I was so devastated because I wanted to go so bad. I was so excited. I set up all these meetings. I was so happy, and I thought this trip was really going to happen. Then it didn't happen. It fell through. But thankfully, this year, when I got back from the summer, they reopened the trip, and they started advertising for the trip so much earlier. We needed to get 10 people to sign up, otherwise the trip wasn't going to happen. This time, the way I got my parents to agree with the trip was that I was going to pay for the trip all on my own. I figured out, I never asked them for a single penny, and they didn't help me with a single part of the process. Nothing. I did it all on my own. I figured out everything from paying the bill, which was very large. Don't want to go there. Makes me sick. So from paying the bill, to asking questions, to setting up meetings, to applying for my passport, to talking to Verizon about the phone service while I'm over there, and all the other little things, everything I did by myself on my own. And it's not that they wouldn't have helped me, but it's just, you know, the thought of being able to do all this on my own just really helped me learn a lot more about the process of going abroad or even just traveling in general. I figured it all out on my own, and I think the real reason that they wouldn't help me was one of two things. One, either they really didn't want me to go, so they didn't want to help me at all, or two, they wanted me to learn the process all on my own, and because they weren't going to be with me in Florence. So I needed to figure it all out by myself. So similar to that, when I first got my permit, side story, when I got my permit when I was like 15, the first time I ever drove, I came out of basketball practice. I was so excited to get to drive home for the first time. It's like a 5-minute drive, but I'm still so excited. My dad picked me up. He's in the passenger seat. I hopped in the car, shut the door, put my seatbelt on, and then I go to like grab the wheel and like the brakes and the gas, and I couldn't reach any of it. And then so I, moved that. And then I realized I couldn't figure out the mirrors. All of the radio switches, hot, cold, heat, everything was messed up. And I looked at my dad, I was like, how do you do this? And his reaction was, figure it out. And so we sat there for probably an extra 15-20 minutes, and I had to figure out how to move everything in the car to fit me all on my own. So I feel like this experience is a little bit similar. Me studying abroad, I figured out everything on my own, and it's not because they didn't want to help me, it's just because they're teaching me to do things on my own. So ultimately, I chose to study abroad because of the amazing location that I had been dreaming about for the last 4 years of my life. And I also want to push myself outside of my own comfort zone and experience the world. I don't want to be one of those people who is afraid to do something or go somewhere because of all the what ifs that might happen or the things that could go wrong. There's so much beauty out in the world, and I want to be able to go experience it firsthand and not just have to read about it in books or see it on TV. Next question, what are you most excited for? I'm most excited to see the terrain of Florence and to be able to go shop at the fresh fruit markets. I've read so much and I've heard so much that Florence is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I'm so excited to go experience this brand new country firsthand and see their outlooks, their customs, and their activities. This class, like I mentioned, is a culinary class, so what is more exciting than being able to cook your own pasta and eat gelato that you made and experience the diet of their culture? We're fully going to indulge in this experience. So we have a lot of fun activities planned for outside of the classroom, including a 3-day trip to Rome. We're also going to be visiting a wine vineyard where we get to taste test the wine that's freshly made. And we're going to an olive oil and a balsamic vinegar factory where we also get to taste test. I'm super excited to learn the history of Florence while I'm there. So I could have chose to go to Florence on my own. It maybe would have been a little bit cheaper. I don't know. But I didn't feel like I would get the same experience if I went on my own versus going with a class. This class is really forcing me to indulge in their culture and learn more about Florence and the history versus just going there and sitting in a hotel room and trying to figure out what you're going to do, where to go. It's not going to be like that. We are going to have a set schedule. We also have time to experience things on our own, but it's really cool because we're on our own over there, and our teachers, actually, my professor and her husband are the ones that are taking us on this trip, and they've been there. This is either their 5th or 6th time. They couldn't remember how many times they've been to Florence, but they've said that it's their favorite place to go. So they have a little bit of in of where to go, where not to go, where to eat, like the best places. So I'm super excited to have them on our trip because they're going to be great tour guides, and I'm excited to learn from them. And lastly, what are you hoping to learn from this experience? Honestly, honestly, I hope to gain confidence in traveling and experience the world and also learning more about myself. This might be the only opportunity that I ever get to travel abroad for an extended period of time. And if that's the case, I hope to be able to take in every single second of this trip and remember it all so I can carry it with me for the rest of my life. I hope to be able to share memories from this trip with my own kids and my grandkids one day, and I hope to inspire them to go experience and travel the world for themselves. I hope to completely immerse myself in my studies because that's the only responsibility that I have while I'm over there, is to study and learn about the culture in Florence, Italy. So, thank you so much for watching my first video on why I chose to study abroad. Please stay tuned for more videos in the future on my experience. I'm going to be showing you what I'm packing. I'm going to have videos from while I'm over there. I'm just going to have everything. I'm sharing it all with you for other people and for myself so that I can remember this trip. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.